Welcome back to Las Vegas. It's Alex Belfield here at Celebrity Radio, talking to one of my favorite people, Criss Angel. How are you?
Hey man, thanks so much for coming back. It's great to see you, and looking forward to chat with you and all your listeners.
Listen, how are you doing? The last time I saw you, you were about to go into surgery, and you've had the surgery, and you took about 4 minutes off, and you returned straight to the show. How are you feeling?
I'm doing great. I'm a couple of months ahead of schedule, and it's really a tribute to the incredible physical therapy that I got from my physical therapist, along with my surgeon, who's a world-class surgeon, who really did an amazing, masterful job on my shoulder and my bicep. And yeah, just back to work, and been working since basically a week after my surgery. So it's been a pretty amazing schedule and a lot of challenges, but got through all the major obstacles, and now it looks to be like smooth sailing coming up.
You put great pressure on yourself, and I love your ethic. I mean, you want to get back to work. You could have opted out for 6 months. You could have used it as an excuse to leave the show for a while. You chose not to. Why is that? Is it because of the fans? Is it your own need to do the show, or just because you love it?
I think it's three things. I think first, it's obviously the fans. There's people that come from all over the world to see this show and see it multiple times. And having the best-selling magic show in Vegas, you get a lot of people that watch the show. We have over about 3,000 people a night. So I know what it's like to come to Vegas, because I did years ago to go see a show, and it was canceled. And it was very frustrating, because I spent a lot of money I didn't have on flights, transportation to the hotel rooms, and then I couldn't see the show I wanted to see. So I don't want to disappoint. So if I'm able to get out of bed and I have the strength to do the show, I will do the show, whether I'm sick, have a hernia, shoulder problems. I'm here to do the show. Also, I have an incredible cast and crew that depend on this show to feed their family. And I would never want to put anybody in a detrimental position, because it's my responsibility, and I take it very seriously to keep doing the show, because I need to keep everybody working. If I'm not working, then no one's eating, no one's collecting a paycheck, and that becomes problematic morally for me and ethically. So I think you have that part of it as well. And I love being on stage. The stage is really my home. I mean, I'm most comfortable on stage. I love doing the show. Every night is a unique experience, because it's a unique audience. I'll never have the same group of people in the room. And for me, it's really about challenging myself as an artist and as a performer to maximize the experience that I could provide, based on that give and take of energy from the audience.
What's interesting about your show, and I've seen all of them now on the Strip, there are certainly less of them today than there was a year ago, and a lot less than there was 10 years ago. You've pushed the bar way high, and I've said this before, I believe you have the greatest magic show in the world, and that's because Cirque Du Soleil came behind you and gave you the opportunity and the stage to take it to the next level. This is a tough town to survive, and you're here for a long time. It must be great being you when you see that billboard and your face is on it.
Yeah, and the great thing is that I don't have a lot of billboards, because we don't need a lot of billboards to sell tickets. You see other shows in town that have, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how they look at it, a lot of billboards, which costs money, which is, definitely something that when O has no billboards, because they don't need a billboard to sell their show. It's word of mouth. And we've been having the same good fortune to create an amazing experience that you can't have anywhere else in not only Las Vegas, but the world. There's over 40 illusions. They're always changing. There are pieces of magic that are revolutionary. They're not box tricks that you're going to get from another show here. And the theater itself is magnificent, and the experience is, there's something in this show for everybody. So that word of mouth has taken off, and social media and television and all the different things that I've been blessed to be able to do has hard work pays off.
I was very honored last year to come to your home and see your office, where it is a tribute to your medium, and you love it, don't you? I mean, this is your business. Magic is what you do, and you take the history of it very seriously.
Yeah, because to me, the past, kind of dictates the future, because for me, if you look at some of the great performers in magic, like the obvious Houdini, or somebody who's a little lesser known, but one of the biggest influences in my career with regards to magic is a guy named Ricciardi from Lima, Peru. You know, these people have, for their times, Doug Henning, really personified, catapulted the art to a new generation and created a resurgence for it. And I think part of my success is the message that I put forth, which is greater than the tricks. It's the magic of emotion. It's that connection, and it's that feeling that you get when you walk away from our show that makes you feel empowered, that you can go out and conquer the world. And I think it's not about the puzzles and how the tricks work. It's about how you feel when you watch it. And if you take a lesson from the past, the people that were very successful share that same sentiment.
Are you allowed at this point to basically think of anything? Do they give you creative sort of freedom to come up with any imaginative idea to get the next level of trick to shock and surprise the audience? It seems like your show has no limits, and that's what makes it exciting. I mean, there are points in your show where you say, how did he do it? And why is he doing it? And is it possible for him to do it? And is he going to get out of it alive?
Yeah, the thing about Cirque is they're such an amazing partner, because and even the Luxor, because they trust my vision. They trust me as a director, as a creator. I've been a successful formula for them. And yeah, I basically have free reign to do as I wish. And they support my artistic vision. And, you know, we have new illusions coming in all the time. I have 3 or 4 new ones I'm working on right now. And they've been great to allow me to, because they recognize the show as a living organism, and they wanted to transform and change and grow and not stay the same. You know, I don't read teleprompters. I listen to the audience, I react to the audience, and I react to them in the moment and with the illusions that I do. So it really is spontaneous, organic, and it feels real because it is real.
And prior to Criss Angel, Cirque Du Soleil had never given their name to another name. You were the first person that they allowed to sort of partner with them. That must have been a great compliment.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's probably the most free-spirited creative show of Cirque du Soleil, because being the director and star of the show, I'm able to constantly make changes on a daily basis. Whereas if you go to another Cirque show, it's a little bit more regimented in what they do and how they have to do the show night after night, because they don't have the director or the writer. They're making changes on it constantly, like I am. So we really have a lot more freedom to transform the show every single show and try things. And for me, without trying things and playing with what it is we do on stage, you become stale, and it becomes like you walking through the motions, like you're phoning it in. And I never want to be that person, because I see that person. I know that person exists here in Vegas, and that's not something that really applies to what my vision and the energy I want to put forth. It has to be fresh and innovative and exciting and cutting edge.
When I came to see you last year, it was very interesting. I put the interview online, and immediately there's reaction. You have a fan base which is phenomenal, and it's not just here in Vegas, it's not just here in the US, it's around the world. And I know on YouTube you've got an incredible amount of hits. When you stand back and look at yourself from a distance, as that other guy, Criss Angel, is it beyond your wildest dreams that you've made it this far? None of us could imagine we'd have our own show, let alone for 10 years, let alone on this scale, let alone be the #1 guy on YouTube.
Yeah, it's really amazing, you know, to have all of the followers that I have and not have to pay for Twitter followers, not have to pay for Facebook followers, not have to pay for reviews. I've never had to resort to any of that. And, you know, just to have all of these wonderful things because of hard work, dedication, passion, and a spirit that's positive, and having positive people around me really goes out into the world in that same spirit, and people connect to that message, and it spreads naturally and organically, and it's not contrived, it's not a wannabe, it is.
I noticed when I did the interview last time, a lot of professional people in the business don't particularly like you, and I've analysed why not. And I think it's because you are the most successful at what you do. Arguably, you have the biggest show with the biggest budget, in the biggest stage, that has the most consistent audience. Is there a huge competitiveness amongst magicians? It seems like more than anyone else, they seem to be the most bitter.
For me, I never look over my shoulder. I've been blessed to be the leader, and it's not because of me, it's because of really my fans. And they put me in a situation because they connect to my message, connect to my art form. So I just look ahead. The world's a big place for everybody, but I don't spend my time looking over my shoulder who's following me. I just want to lead the way.
What frustrates me about your show is that I can't see it for the first time. There's nothing like when you see O the first time, MGM's car for the first time in your show. This afternoon, I've got my cousins here with me. They're going to see you for the first time. And it's hard to do you justice how magnificent this show is. This isn't wheeling on an automated gadget that you wave at and then it disappears and goes away. This is you doing the magic, and especially when you consider what you've been through this year. How much strain is it on you? I mean, you're here being massaged. Do you need that? I mean, is this a toll on your body?
Yeah, mentally, physically, this is the time that I kind of get myself in that place to be able to endure the rigors of doing the show 10 times a week. And you will see some new illusions in the show this evening that you haven't seen last year. And people that have seen the show today will see brand new stuff next month, the month after, the month after. There's 4 or 5 new pieces of grand illusion, revolutionary pieces of magic that are going into the show this year. So you will get that, hopefully, that feeling for those new pieces. But yes, you will get from your cousins seeing it for the very first time through their eyes, the entire experience, which is hopefully an unbelievable experience for them.
And the final question I have to ask, and I don't want to sound like Oprah Winfrey, but when you look out at the end of your show and they're on their feet and they're taking pictures and they're twittering about you, what goes through your head? Is it just normal now, or do you sort of absorb it and take it in? How do you feel?
Well, the first thing is that you never want to take it for granted, because it's really a blessing to be able to have that type of effect with what you do and to be that successful at what you do. And it's really not because I'm special or unique or different. It's really hard work. And I believe that we all can live our dream if you believe in yourself and you have that work ethic and you really dig down deep and you're passionate about what you do. So when I look out and I see, the blessings that I've worked so hard for, I take it in, I visualize it, and I think about it, and I'm grateful for it. And I never take any single person for granted, because these people that come to see this show have many choices in Las Vegas, and tickets are not cheap for any of the shows in Vegas. And the competition is really fierce. And so when somebody buys a ticket, spending their hard-earned money on your show, you better give them a freaking damn good experience. You better leave it on the stage. You better give 110%, and you better walk off that stage feeling like you gave them 110%, because they're spending a part of their life that they'll never get back with you. And collectively, I look at that audience and I visualize that audience, and I'm grateful for that audience.
Congratulations on still being here and being you, and what you give to your audience is wonderful. You reply to them, you sort of let them indulge themselves in your life and your career, and that's so kind of you, because let's face it, so many stars are aloof. As far as I'm concerned, the biggest magic show, and as far as I've seen, the greatest magic show in the world. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's great to talk to you, and I look forward to get your response after you see the show tonight with the 2 new illusions and your cousin's perspective.
Can't wait. You can find him here at the Luxor, Las Vegas. It's Criss Angel Believe by Cirque Du Soleil. It plays 10 times a week, believe it or not. Thank you for talking to me.
Thanks for having me.